It's 8 a.m., I'm cold, I'm tired, and I think I need some refreshment in the form of cool art. Hey everyone, I'm Emma Western, and today we're going to be checking out DeviantArt. I have been on DeviantArt since late 2014, so I've been on there for almost 6 years. I haven't been active on there in a long time because I'm not a huge fan of the platform. I just kind of find it clunky and annoying, and it's kind of difficult for art to get noticed on there because there seems to be a few certain genres of art, you could say, that get noticed and the rest go largely ignored. I mainly wanted to check out DeviantArt today though because, as we can see here, the new DeviantArt launches in late May. That means a train just went by. We'll try to work around this. Okay. The old version of DeviantArt that I know and love is being destroyed, and now the new DeviantArt Eclipse is taking over. And I'm kind of sad to hear this. I think Eclipse is okay, but it's also even worse to find new art on DeviantArt Eclipse, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So I'm a little disappointed to hear this, so I thought, let's find some new art on DeviantArt that is largely unrecognized and give it some appreciation. So I just wanted to show you on the original version of DeviantArt, on the front page there's these tabs over here, and that includes newest and undiscovered. And that's very helpful for finding, I don't want to say unpopular, but art that hasn't been noticed yet. And that was always my favorite thing to look at on DeviantArt, was giving likes to the people who didn't have very many likes yet, because I didn't get many likes, so I thought that was a good way to maybe kickstart a revolution, I don't know. But if we go here on DeviantArt Eclipse, those tabs are gone. Instead we just have popular, topics, and daily deviations. So there's no way to sort by new art easily on DeviantArt Eclipse that I can find, which is really disappointing. So let's ignore the fact that DeviantArt Eclipse exists because we need to riot against this. We're gonna go back to the normal DeviantArt, sort by newest, and find some fun art to enjoy. Okay, this is adorable. It's a painting, maybe an oil painting? Yes, an oil painting. This is by Gemaramji, aka Kiss My Art channel. It's titled The Banquet. It's an adorable cat with a tiny crown eating some food. This is so adorable. There's something really charming in the simplification. Like, you can't tell the definitions in the grapes, maybe. It's kind of all just one blob. But that's kind of charming, and it brings more attention to the fact that there's more detail in the cat, because we get to see the whiskers and the fur, especially right here under the eye. Just has some extra texture to it. The glass looks really good. I love this highlight at the bottom. That really looks realistic. It's by no means an expert painting, but again, I don't really like talking about oil painting like I have a lot of experience. But it's just really cute, and it's really well done, and oil painting takes a lot of work. So this needs some appreciation. So we're gonna add that to our favorites. It says, don't forget to add a comment. We'll add a comment. We'll even give Gemma a watch because she deserves it. I think there's a bird riot happening outside my door. This is a drawing of a binturong by Saint Ghostis. Says, testing out a flat graphic style I've been trying to develop, and I think they did great. This is so cool. I would love to see this in like a coffee shop or something on the wall. Got a lot of fun details. The vivid veins in the leaves and the way that contrasts with the gradient on the leaves as well. As you can see, it's light to dark, but the color of the veins stays the same. That's really cool. Also, these leaves look really awesome. I love the messy line art style. It almost looks like chalk or like pastels. There's a lot of just really nice subtle shading. Like right here, you can see the curve of the arm and how that all comes together, even the subtle highlight here. So even though it's as I say, flat graphic style. It also has a lot of dimension to it. Also, it's really cute. I love the way they did the whiskers with the bright yellow and then just the subtle darker lines in that. This is really well done, and especially just the way the tail coming down here and curling up like that, the way it's so blockish, it really frames the picture and it just looks really nice. Like, this is a super good drawing, and I am very proud of this person. Saint Ghostis, great job. That song has a confusing name. For Pau Quicks by Cheese. This has some really cool contrast to it that I noticed right away. There's the very smooth and neatness to the actual drawing, where everything just kind of flows together. The lines are very exact. And then in the background you have all these smudged lines for the color of the sky. That's really cool looking. It makes the character definitely stand out. This is a cool character. They got 2 wings. This one looks more transparent. I really liked this detail here, the hair. It shows the different strands of hair that makes it really a lot more realistic in a cartoony drawing. So that's really cool, because even if you're doing something that looks fake, it's always fun to add a little hint that it's possible. It's a fun expression. I love the shape of the mouth, the way he's rolling his eyes, and he's got like a snake tattoo wrapped around his body. This is really cool. It doesn't say anything about the character, unfortunately, but you can just really enjoy the design and the way they did the sky. That's just super cool. And I would love to try to emulate that one day. So, Cheese, this is super fun. Great job. We're not just here for the really good art. We also need to look at the beginners who also need some advice and encouragement. So, this is by Dino Squad 3. It's a character named Haram. It's got a lot of details here, and let's look at the picture more closely. Obviously it's a very small file size. It would be better if it was larger, because you can fit in more details. I took a drawing class, and for my final drawing I did it digitally, and that was one thing my teacher praised for the digital format, was that you can have a really large canvas size where you can zoom in and really add a lot of tiny details. If you have a small file size or canvas size, everything you do is smaller, so it's hard to put a lot of detail in. Let's start with the positives. The way they I don't know, there's just something really cute about it. Like the eye in this picture, the shape of it, how it's not quite circular. I don't know if that was intentional. It's not quite. It's got this like little dip right there. There's just something really cute about it, and especially the fact that there's like a robot buddy for him. That's really cute. And I'll just say one thing that could make it better is to have more consistency with the outlines. There's no outline on the hair, but there's a very bold black outline on the chin, and the outline's a little more faded on the pants, and then it goes away again on the shoes. So I think if there's a little more consistency there, it would help the picture look better. But this is really cool. I love people creating their own characters. They got all these details about him. The robot's name is Proto. It's really cute, and you know, you gotta support the people who are more inexperienced and give them some love. This caught my eye because of how much detail there is. This is crazy. Yeah, this is World of Warcraft fan art. So I don't really know anything about World of Warcraft, but I'm guessing they went into the game to take a screenshot for the background. First of all, the style's really cool. It's kind of grayscale. The grayscale does make it look like an old photograph. They just have so many details, so many little lines you can see in the hair and everything. This person put in so much work. This is super cool. There isn't really shading, but they still did some fun things, like there's maybe some bruises on the knees here. And this is a style that really doesn't need shading when you add so much texture and interest. Like with this hair especially, you really feel the texture of it with how with those really thin lines. There's so much detail in the clothes and everything. This is super cool. I don't know anything about World of Warcraft, but the dedication to take all of your characters and draw them so detailed, that it just shows a lot of passion for what you drew, and that is super cool. I never understood two things that are pretty prevalent on DeviantArt. The first one is adopts. I don't understand the appeal of buying someone else's design and drawing it like it's your own. Although I definitely do applaud the people who come up with such cool designs and are able to make money off of that. That's really awesome. But I don't understand the buying perspective, besides supporting people who draw art you like. And another thing I never really got was species. People would always come up with new species and then create a bunch of characters for them, and then they'd say, oh, that's it, like, the species is gone now. Like, you can't create any more characters. Like, this is all that exists. I didn't really understand that. It was weird. What was that about? Like, the limitation aspect. Like, yeah, create a new species, make it, have all these cool rules and stuff, but then they would always say, like, it's gonna end soon, you better do it now. Obviously, that's like a attention tactic. But wouldn't you want people to keep making more? I don't know. I love people who can do good landscapes. This is really awesome. It looks so soothing. The choice of colors and the way they drew everything. Just the softness in the trees. But then also the slightly sharper parts of the birch trees here, where the bark has peeled. That's a cool contrast. All the little details of the plants on the ground, that's really nice. The very cartoony and simple background, it's just like these hills, or maybe just suggestions of more forest in the background. But the house, first of all, to be able to design a house, that's great. To be able to draw it and make it look good, that's another plus. And it doesn't have to be super neat to look cool, as we see here. This door, if you can see, it doesn't have like perfectly straight lines or anything. That adds charm to it. Same with the window. This line goes up. It's very like soothing and childlike in that way. And the way they did light on the roof just looks super good too. So everything here, it just looks so nice and soothing, like it could be in a cartoon. It looks really nice. So Global 99 and your picture Autumn, this is super well done. This one is called Pond by Spybird. It seems to be a bird, a pigeon, looking into a lake at his or her reflection. This is such a really cute, simple style. It's really relaxing in that way. The black outline is just on a very specific part of the image, and the rest has no outline. There's something really nice about that. The reflection in the water is pretty well done here. But I wish there was a little more in the water to show that it was actually water. Maybe some shift in tone. Because I thought it was just a bird looking at the sky at first. But still, it's really cute. They really tried hard on these plants and all the texture, and I'm guessing like the gravel or asphalt or something like that. But yeah, all the little lines for each individual part of the plant, that's really well done. And then they really tried for the texture on the ground and the texture of the feathers on the bird as well. So they definitely did some really cool things here. It can be improved, but also it's just really nice somehow. Sometimes you just see something and you think it's really nice and you can't really figure out why. This is super cute. My version of the American Gothic. It's American Gothic, but cats and pixel art. This is super cute. It's always really fun to take a familiar image and then put a spin on it in your own way, because it draws people in, but also you bring your own flavor to it. I like the way they did the cheeks with the lighter color. That's really cute. It's very simple, like it's all just kind of blocked in. There's no outlines or shading or anything like that really. Besides in the arm here, he has a slightly lighter line. between his arm and the body. This would make a really good, like, embroidery or something. It's really cute. I love cats. Again, just taking a familiar image and bringing something new and fun to it, kind of making it modern, but also just making it your own. This is called The Dark Portrait by Sally or Allie. So there was 2 original characters. First of all, I'm drawn to the light and the detail with it. First of all, there's obviously the shafts of light, but then it also shows, you know how you can always see the dust particles floating? They have that. That's super cool. And then also, it's just kind of like a concept thing. This character obviously seems to be more sinister than this one, and the light is more shining on her face, because maybe she's, you know, the character of the light, and he's in the shadows more because he's the character of the dark. So that is really well done. Having a mainly grayscale drawing with just little pops of color here and there is always nice. The blue in her dress really stands out, but mostly it's their eyes. You have his red eyes, her green eyes, and then the kind of innocent or like shameful blush on her cheeks and her red lips. And there's a lot of like character and story to the drawing. The way he's like shushing her and she's grabbing his arm. He seems to be restraining her. He looks very evil. So yeah, the main thing about this is obviously the kind of color theory to it, and then also just everything, little thing ties together to help create emotion and character and story. So that is really well done for that. Now this one is very intriguing. It is called The Visit by Patricia Ball. I did notice there's obviously someone brushing this woman's hair who does not appear in the mirror. And also she has vampire bite marks on her neck. This is just a really cool concept. I love that it was all done in red. It really adds a lot of dark, obviously vampiric atmosphere to the drawing. I love her expression. It's so curious. She looks almost sad and defeated, maybe even annoyed or worried. Yeah, that's just a super cool concept of just seeing like the hands of someone brushing the hair. Like, you can't see their figure because it's out of frame, and you should be able to see it in the mirror, but you can't, so it's really just these hands. And that's a really cool concept. So this is just so well done for concept. I also have to praise it for just her facial expression. It has so much emotion in it, but you can't really pin down just one. And you're really drawn in, you want to know the story, and that it makes for really good art. This one is titled Pose Practice by Noelle in a Nutshell. Before I even talk about the pose, since I feel like I should, I think they've got a really good start on realistic shading. They've got some really nice placements, and they're trying for a lot of realism. The shading is not perfect, but that's okay, because like I said, it's just evidence that they're on the right track to getting it really perfect. The pose looks pretty good. There's just some things that look a little off. Mainly around the joints. Like, I feel like this line of muscle shouldn't be extending all the way to the bottom of the knee. Obviously the hands and feet have been a little simplified and stuff. But overall, it looks really good. The curve of the body brings a lot of energy to it. It's just a really fun, cool pose, and that's sometimes even better than just making it look super realistic, is to have a really enjoyable subject matter. Also, I love the sparkles and all the little curly cues. That really adds something to the picture that would otherwise be pretty simple. But yeah, I think the shading really stands out to me. So, Noelle in a nutshell, nice work. So, coming back to the front page here, we can kind of see, maybe not from an outside perspective, but from someone who has been using DeviantArt for a long time, I'm very upset that they're getting rid of the newest and the undiscovered tabs, because this is the popular tab. And this just looks like art that has always been on the popular tab. It never changes. It's always like really good photography. Characters in this and this kind of like pin-up style, My Little Pony art. It's just never really changed, so I feel bad for the people who don't draw in these styles that get a lot of attention. So I really hope, I haven't seen anything like this yet, but I hope in the new DeviantArt they are adding some things that can help new art and undiscovered art get more attention. Because it can be really discouraging when you keep posting things and you keep improving, but still no one's paying attention to you. If you're not constantly trying to put your name out there and adding your picture to every single group it would fit in. I don't know, I just find art websites kind of discouraging at times. Obviously, a lot of people really like them, and they can make a lot of friends, they can even make some money, but I just don't think anyone should ever judge their talent based on how many likes it gets. Create for yourself first, that should be the number one. If other people happen to see it and like it, that's a plus, but always want to create art that you are proud of for yourself. Again, I'm kind of disappointed with DeviantArt Eclipse. I'm gonna head back there really quick. But yeah, then you just get the popular, which we saw before, which is the same. Then the daily deviations, which is staff picks, which are always, you know, really good art, because I think the DeviantArt staff would probably be fired if they put anything that looked less than perfect on the daily deviations page. I don't know how, besides groups for new artists, people are gonna get their art noticed on DeviantArt Eclipse, so I'm just really sad for that. But don't you guys worry, I will still be finding ways. Obviously not on DeviantArt. Once the switch happens, which I believe it said it was the end of May, I will still be finding people's new art on other websites everywhere I go and giving my support and my admiration to you guys, because I really enjoy looking at art, examining art, creating art. I love everything about art, and I think watching people grow in their art can sometimes be even more entertaining than looking at the master's art. Don't worry, all you new artists, you've got a friend in me. And for anyone who wants me to check out their art, I'm going to hopefully one day be doing a video where I look at everyone's art that they've sent me on, you can do it on DeviantArt, Twitter, Tumblr, even YouTube if you want. You can just tag it, hashtag #EmmaWestern, and I will hopefully be doing a video on that once I get enough submissions. I know this is a slow-growing channel, so it's probably going to be a while before that ever happens, but even before then, if I find something on any of these places, I will be sure to message you and comment and talk to you about it, because we all need support in the art world. We always need outside perspectives, we always need encouragement, we always just need like a fresh pair of eyes to look at things. I will still be checking out other websites and reviewing lots more art in the future, so if you enjoyed this video, you liked the art in it, you like me hating on DeviantArt Eclipse, feel free to like the video. And if you want to see me talking about art, reviewing art, creating art, anything else about art that I feel like doing in the week, I am trying to post twice every week, so you can add me to your subscriptions to see every time I upload. So even if you don't like this video and you don't subscribe, I then challenge you to go to an artist that you liked in this video, go to their DeviantArt, and give them a favorite and a watch, and support them. If you're not going to support me, at least support someone else. So I hope you all had a fantastic time watching. Again, I'm Emma Western, and I hope you have a fantastic day.